Hi everyone and welcome back. This week I've been ill. This week I was on site on Tuesday and I haven't been back since. Quite a lot has happened this week. So on Tuesday we had a visit from building control. In some of my previous videos I showed where on the drawings the dividing walls between the flats and between the common areas was shown on the drawings as 2 lots of blue plasterboard. We had a visitor to site who, it wasn't building control, but I'm not going to name names, who said he thought that really we should be using a red and a blue. Now, somehow without sort of too much consultation, that basically happened. That is what was used. Building control came back on their site visit Tuesday and basically said, well, now it's not been built to the drawings. So they said we need to show them. They basically said that we now need to show them how it would perform in a fire, how it performed for sound. Unfortunately, we rang British Gypsum and they weren't able to give us that information. So for a while, it seemed like that could be quite a big problem, because we were thinking, well, we've got a red and a blue. Are we going to have to now put another blue over the top so that we have our 2 blues and we can get our calculation from British Gypsum, which obviously is going to be quite a big cost? Or would we have to pull both of the existing off, both of the 2 sheets of plasterboard off, and go over again with 2 lots of blue, which again is time and cost and just waste. Obviously I'm quite new to YouTube and really I should probably hype it up and make a big thing out of it, but in the end it took about 10 minutes to rectify, so for now I won't be doing anything like that. What we did was, we are having a fire strategy plan done by an outside contractor, and we basically asked them if they could do us some custom calculations for the sound and for the fireproofing, and they could do that. It's cost us about £450 to do it, but I think that is going to be cheaper than reboarding the whole lot of the walls. Whether that's just going over with 1 lot, or definitely if you had to go over with 2, with the time and everything, even just saving the time, it's a lot better, even if it was the same money. But yeah, so that was that problem for this week. Hi guys, it's Saturday and I've just made it to site. Just wanted to show you on video some of the things that I'd been talking about earlier. So one of the points from the meeting on Tuesday was the fact that there's penetrations through the dividing wall, which, as you can see, there's not really much you can do about it when you've got steels running side to side. The issue that the building control guy had is we need to be able to stop fire and sound from going between the 2 flats. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to remove the top sliver of the plasterboard there and cut it so that it's tight against the steelwork. So you'll have the 2 layers of plasterboard, and any gaps will then be filled with fireproof mastic. As you can see with this one, currently we've got daylight coming through,
So as I say, we'll be cutting in close to the steel with the 2 lots of plasterboard, and then any of the small holes will be filled with mastic. Just to another point though, we have the 2 different size steels there. So the smaller of the 2 steels will be within the ceiling, so that will be double boarded. The ceiling will be double boarded anyway, and then the other steel will also be wrapped with plasterboard. So by the time all of that's done, everything will be fully fire and sound insulated. We spoke about this on a previous video. So these steels were within the wall. Where we've chopped them away, we're now going to cover from here to here with pink fireproof plasterboard, and then cover it with the PIR plasterboard. Anyone that's watched some of my previous videos will know that I said that basically this was supposed to be 2 lots of blue plasterboard, and we have got pink and blue. At the time I said Jeff the architect probably wouldn't be too happy about it, and on our visit with building control on Tuesday, he was not going to say he wasn't happy about it. He basically said it's not what's on the drawings, so therefore we need to give him some drawings where it is, and also provide the documentation to say that it will perform how we need it to perform. So to do that, we spoke to the guys at British Gypsum, but unfortunately they've not tested pink and blue on this wall setup, so they were unable to give us the documentation. So as you can imagine, that did cause a bit of a problem. Luckily enough, we were able to sort the problem. So we are having a fire strategy report done, and I contacted the guy doing that, and he is able to provide us with calculations for how it will perform, this wall build up, how it will perform for fire and also for sound. I've spoken to building control and they say that that ticks all the boxes they need. So drama was over in about 10 minutes. So I'm upstairs in the duplex. I think it was last week I was talking to you about the bathrooms and how, due to the fact that we didn't remove all of the walls, some of the designs for the bathrooms no longer fit. When we were here on Tuesday, we spoke to the plumber, and I'll take you through what we've decided. But one of the ones that we weren't 100% sure on Tuesday was the duplex. So what we've decided to do now is we are going to have the cylinder for the water moved upstairs into the bedroom, and then that can feed the downstairs bathroom, giving it enough space to have the initial design that Jeff did implemented. So basically what we'll have is that'll be the entrance into the bedroom, and along this wall it'll just look like cupboards, but in that corner the cupboard will house the water cylinder. The water pipes will then have to just go straight down through the floor, and the bathroom is downstairs, just about there. So downstairs in the duplex, let me get this camera right. Okay, so downstairs in the duplex, we built this bathroom new, so all of the sizes and everything should be correct. But what I did was, I was standing in my bathroom and I had a little bit of a measure up to see what would actually feel a good size for a bathroom. So obviously this is a diary of a first-time property developer. So I think one thing that we have decided for any future projects is we're going to really, once these are built, we're going to measure everything up, see how they feel, and then use that data for any other builds. So for example, if this one is say 160 wide, is 160 wide enough for a bathroom? Even though the square meterage might be correct, is it better to have a bathroom that's say 180 or 2 meters wide, just for the feel of it, if you have the space to use. But anyway, in this bathroom, across this back wall is going to be a bath. We've got 160 as I say, but now that we're not going to keep the water cylinder in that void, we're going to take this out, and I think we're going to fit a longer bath. So the bath I have at home is 170, and I feel that that is sort of the minimum that I would be happy with. But yeah, so we will have shower on that wall and shower over the bath, sorry, on that wall, bath extending into that void, and then I think it is sink, toilet. So that will leave this side pretty clear for entrance. And this being the duplex, I've always felt that it's probably going to be quite necessary to have a bath in there, just because I can imagine if you moved in as a single person or a couple, you might well end up having kids in this place. So I guess a bath is probably high up on the list of things that you might well need. When I was here last week, I said that I thought that the insulation there was extra, and that obviously we're happy to have any sort of extra insulation, but speaking to Marius on site, he basically said that is only there to stop any debris going under the floor until it's completed. So as you can see, there's some dust and stuff, and we don't want that to end up under the floor. Upstairs, I can never remember the numbers of these flats. I'm going to guess this will be flat 6, guessing. Shall I find out? Okay, so this is flat 7, not 6. We've got a few different designs because some of them have, some of the bathrooms have a double window like this. So in this bathroom we're going to have a shower, and it's going to be a walk-in shower. Basically, because it's got the double window, we haven't got somewhere to return for a shower door. I think that's pretty much the reason. So we're going to have a nice long shower. Shower head going to be, shower and shower head going to be on that wall. And then along this wall, I think we're going to have sink and toilet in that corner. So that will be that set up, and that will be the same as downstairs where we've got the double window. So next door is unit 6. Next door is unit 6, and in this unit it's a single window. So we're going to have a quadrant. So we'll have the quadrant in that corner. We're going to have the shower unit, sorry, the shower head, and when I say unit, I mean all of the controls and stuff will be on the back wall. And I think, I don't see why it wouldn't be, I'm trying to remember now. Yes, so it would be on this side, and I'm guessing that we're just going to do sink and toilet. And the reason I'm not 100% sure is because there's no wall built here yet, but I think that this bit here is going to be a utility cupboard outside of the bathroom, so that would mean that the door will have to be on this side. Still in Unit 6. I've been told that this is basically done now, wiring wise. All the guys want to know is how high the worktop's going to be and how high are any cupboards on the wall going to be. So I need to find that out for them for the beginning of the next week. And a similar story in Unit 7. Obviously you can see lots of cables. So unfortunately, since Tuesday, I have been a bit under the weather, so I haven't been able to do too much, but there has been a fair amount going on. So the floor plans now are, I think, 100% sorted, just in terms of things like where we're trying to run electrics now, deciding where the TVs are going to go, and obviously therefore what way the sofas are going to point and things like that. Unit number 5 has changed a little bit, because we were able to bring the communal cupboard upstairs into the flat. It's made it bigger. It did give a couple of strange angles and bits and pieces. So what we're going to do in that flat is it's going to have an island, peninsula or an island, and it'll give a sort of a U-shaped kitchen in the area closest to the door. So that's had to be redesigned. And also we've decided now that the cylinder for the duplex can go upstairs in what was just going to be a dead bit of space in the bedroom. We had cupboards and then, just like I say, a bit of space. So now it's going to look like there's 3 cupboards, but one will house the water cylinder. I think, I'm not saying it's caused problems, but when I went to site today, there are actually water pipes run to the duplex where there's not going to be a cylinder anymore. Normally I'd feel a bit bad about that, but we did tell the plumber, don't run anything in this one because we haven't decided yet. So, you know, he was informed that that one was still under consideration, to be honest. So what can you do? On the bathrooms and the plumbing, when we were there on Tuesday, we have decided now on the bathroom layouts. So as I spoke about before, we paid to have all the bathroom layouts drawn, but then when the structural engineer came to site and he said, if you take all these walls out, then you're going to have to build some back up, which have some sort of structural integrity to stop the, I can never remember the word, the sidewards movement on the building. I'm sure he said barrage. Anyway, so we kind of said, well, is there any point in knocking these walls out to then rebuild them structurally 100 mil to the left or right? Probably not, no, but it also does mean that our bathroom layouts don't fit exactly how we want them to. So we've come up with a way to sort that now, which is basically the bathrooms that have 2 windows in are going to have walk-in showers. The bathrooms that have 1 window in are going to have the corner showers. We've decided how we're going to box in all the pipe work, and then I can't remember what the bathrooms on the side walls are going to have, but they've all been decided as well, which is good. Also, when I was on site,
I noticed that the soil stacks have now been moved to the outside. Again, we just did this for two reasons, or two main reasons, one being fire and sound separation. The other, obviously, if you're in a downstairs flat and someone uses the bathroom upstairs, it will be the same soil stack that runs from upstairs to downstairs, and we just thought maybe as a bit of a courtesy we'd put it outside so that you're not going to hear other people using the bathroom in your flat, if that makes sense. When we were talking about pipe work and bits and pieces like that, me and Amit had the discussion of what would it look like to have a pipe here, what would it look like to have a pipe here, and obviously I'm one of the people that has asked for this pipe to be put in, and to be honest, I was standing there looking at the side of the building for a good couple of minutes while I was talking to Maris on the side today, and then I clocked that the new downpipe was in. So I don't think people really take too much notice of pipes on the side of buildings. I think that proved it. So all in all, feeling quite positive this week. Stuff on site seems to be moving ahead quite well. I think that we know what we're doing next week, which is some more electrics, some more plumbing. Maris is going to be starting to put the insulated plasterboard on the inside of the outside walls upstairs. The columns where there's metal running through them, they are going to be fireboarded and then have the insulated plasterboard above that. So things are moving ahead on site. Off site, obviously it's January, and last January we were looking for a project and it was quite quiet. Not 100% sure, but we think we may have found possibly another project, and if we did, it'd be great, really. So if this project comes to fruition, it would be 7 new build flats. Not going to say where it is or anything, but the GDV would be a lot more than our current project, and yeah, it just feels good, doesn't it, when you feel that you're looking and nothing's happening, and then literally in one conversation or in one morning things can completely flip to the opposite end of the spectrum. The again, obviously the flip side to that is we've had it quite a lot where we think that one thing's going to happen and it doesn't, or we think that one thing's best and then it's not. So obviously you can't count any chickens. It's very early stages and we're just chatting to the landowner, so let's see what happens. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. If you have got this far, I don't normally do this, but if you can subscribe, we've had quite a lot of new subscribers and I would just love to grow the channel more. Thanks very much and I'll see you next week.